I normally don't do parts this close together, but for some reason last night I had the overwhelming thoughts to keep continuing on my video. I don't know whether it's the Lord leading me to somebody that needs to hear this. Maybe somebody's fighting something right now. Maybe somebody needs to know more of the truth. I don't know. But the part I put where the duress test or whatever, and I want you guys to understand, I'm more lighthearted about this now. But when I was going through these things, it was terrifying. Now I know more about it. I'm not afraid of it as much. I still deal with this stuff day to day. Spiritual warfare. You'll know about that later on when we get further into it. But before I got to the duress test part, the Black Shadow Aura person, whatever it was calling itself Spiritual Lucifer. That being, when it would come up and the chimes would play, and I would hear in my head that it was gonna like try to stab me or hurt me in some way, I would start feeling physical sensations on my body, like stinging in my stomach, for example, and other places that tried to hurt me. This is one of the ones that I did take kind of seriously, despite I didn't know what it was, but this figure or whatever was the very first one that was actually able to manifest into like a dark shadow doppelganger looking thing with a black aura coming off of it. And this one messed with me for a while, off and on. So I want you guys to understand that. And that I'm not trying to make lighthearted of it. I've already dealt with it. I've already, I learned to take up the word, you guys. That's what it's about. Something comes and tries to attack me, whether it's in my nightmares, whether it's in my dreams, whatever, I rebuke it. That's all I can do. Spiritual warfare is getting worse. And for some reason, I've been given sight to see some of this stuff. So anyways, I remember the commands too. They told me, they were trying to make it seem like I was going to be the one to see Lucifer in the future. That's what they told me. And this whole world was like a training ground simulation. I was learning how to do spiritual warfare. I was seeing these demons rise from hell over and over and over again, and I keep having to send them back down. So it was like a spiritual warfare training ground. I didn't get told this until later, and when I was told this, I was like, I don't believe it anyway. To this day, I just still don't know what it was. But the commands was bind. It was bind Lucifer times 1,000, kill Lucifer times 1,000, and then seal times 999 into the shadow realm. That was the commands. And whatever this was, maybe it was just the authority from the word. I don't know. I don't know what this entity was. I'm not saying that's what it was. I'm not saying that's what it is. Like I said, these demons, or whatever they were, maybe I was being tested. Maybe I was being tested by angels. Maybe I was being tested by God. I don't know what the truth was. To this day, I still don't know. But they like to use biblical stuff. And at the time, I didn't realize, this is before I really truly started delving into the Bible. I didn't start delving into the Bible like I told you guys. I tried to read it throughout the years, but like any normal Christian, I would I don't say normal Christian, but like most people that fight with it nowadays will be like getting tired and falling asleep while trying to read the Bible, because it's one of the things Satan does. He tries to make you lose interest. You don't truly gain interest in the ways of the Spirit or learning about the Bible or all these other things until the Holy Spirit gives you these desires. These are all desires of God. So I have this spirit that's literally has this weird chime playing every time it appears, and I'm feeling sensations on my body. So that was one of the ones I really kept my guard up, because I was afraid that it might actually be able to hurt me. So there was a moment where I told you guys about the pressure on my forehead and how they kept making the slashes on my head. They started playing with this pressure a lot too, trying to use it against me. They were trying to find any way to make it seem like they could actually hurt me, using my gifts against me. I didn't know what that was at the time. I had no idea. So, like I said, that moment with the duress test, that may have been after these moments, when I was finally getting to the point where I was just like, I can't sit here and be afraid of this stuff all the time. It's driving me crazy, you know. I gotta figure it out. Whatever this place is, I'm not gonna get trapped in it. Maybe I was trapped in some mental battle and they're trying to kill me. Maybe I got through something that some people don't get through, and they just don't make it out. I don't know. So, as I'm laying there in bed, this is when this other spirit starts coming through, and it's like the same. It's like I don't actually see this one, so I don't think it's the same spirit. But I get this sensation on like this pressure on my forehead, to which this spirit, I don't know whether it knew about it, I don't know, but it used it against me, and it made it feel like, this is before I started like really understanding exactly what this pressure was. At first I thought I felt these slashes and stuff. It felt weird, like I thought something like the spirit was like trying to cut me, but they couldn't cut me, or doing this weird ritual trying to lock me in the spiritual realm, like I said. But this spirit came through one day while I was sitting in bed, and it like acted like it had a gun to my head. When this pressure was being used, it's like the gun being put on my head, like right here. And it said if I move, it's gonna shoot me. So that was during my written story, how I told you guys, I just had this sudden urge. I just wanted to punch the thing. I don't know why. So I reached back and I swung on it, and behind me, and it said something stupid. It was like, he's like, oh, you killed me in one shot, but I'll be back. I'll be back. It's the same thing. I was fighting this thing and this spiritual dark shadowy Lucifer thing at the same time. So I don't know whether it was the same entity just changing its name. I don't know. But this one is over here trying to shoot me in my head and stuff. This is the Travis figure, the Travis spirit. It called itself Travis. I know the name, but I don't know anybody that correlates to the name. I have no idea. But for some reason, the spirit called itself Travis. So I was told that it was multiple things. I was told that they kept wanting me to believe that it was this person's boyfriend that was so mad at me in real life that his spirit was literally attacking me. I was also told that maybe he delved into sorcery or like witchcraft, and he tried to cast spells on me to send demons my way. I don't know the truth on that. I can't say yes, I can't say no. I didn't realize how the spiritual things were until God threw me in the midst of it. I lived my life complacent, you know. I didn't know about spiritual gifts. I didn't know about nothing. I believed in, like I said, I believed in God, but I didn't research. I knew nothing about the spiritual gifts of the Bible. I knew some of the stories of the Bible because watching videos and movies and stuff like that, but I never legit went through and read front to back and had this interest in it until everything happened to me, and he gave it to me. And he asked me to read the Bible. That was my challenge, to read the Bible front to back and share a passage. I haven't completed that yet. I did the entire read of the NKJV, but I didn't do it the way I was asked to. So I have to go back there and do that. I started having all these other passages I wanted to keep. So this KJV read, when I get back into it, is going to be sharing one passage per chapter as I go through it. So, anyways, back to my story. This person, after I supposedly tried to punch this thing because I was just angry. You know, I've already been dealing with all this chaos, and now I have these beings that are actually supposedly physically affecting me. So I get a little bit scared. What would you do if you have this voice in your head telling you things, Like, I'm gonna stab you, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, and like you're literally feeling sensations, like stinging sensations. So like, and they're like, oh, if you don't stop it, it's gonna kill you. So I was pretty much forced to do these commands to make these voices stop. And this Travis character, after I supposedly punched it and it disappeared, it told me it was gonna go in the back of the house, and it was going to try to kill my roommates. Mind you, this is the same spirit that was actually making me. This one was making me affect my forehead, and I had another one that was making stinging sensations in my stomach. So I didn't know what to think. So I freaked out. I was like, you know what? I remember, these beings or whatever, listening to these commands that I do. So I don't know whether it was just him trying to tell me the authority, But, so, I just said, like, I just did the command to try to kill the thing. And they got mad at me. It damned me. It made them mad. This judgment head popped up in my head, as I think I had a dream. I think I might have fell asleep during. Sometimes it's weird, guys. Like, some of the stuff is like a dream, and I remember seeing these faces, and then some of it's like real life. So it's like they meshed the two together. It was like a mental, physical, spiritual battle all in one. It was insane to make it so real, to the point where everything felt so real that you would wake up from these nightmares, and you wake up to reality and delusions and hallucinations and seeing blurs, and then these voices in your head are trying to correlate to these floating images, and it made it seem so real, the way they did it. So anyways, I supposedly killed that being, and I think maybe I fell asleep. Like I said, I'm still fighting this tiredness. It's hard for me to stay up. So I'm locked in this delusional, sleepy thing where we already know that Satan and demons and stuff, they use these sleepy moments against you, whether you're just not waking up or whether you're tired and you need to go to sleep. So I'm locked in this drowsy moment, so they could literally play with me whenever they wanted. So sometime I had this judgment head pop up, and it was like, I don't know. It was like, I don't know how to explain it. It was telling me that it was going to. I did enough mischief, and then I tried to kill this spirit, and so it was going to kill me and kill my roommates too. And I remember, I distinctly remember having a dream about it, and it had like these slots, like these random slots, and depending on what it fell on was going to be what our fate was. But for some reason, I remember the chat rooms. I remember trying to create the macros. I remembered all this other stuff. And I was like, you know what? These things sound robotic. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to command it. I'm going to be like trying to erase it. Going to try to destroy it. Going to try to exile it. Going to try to send it to the shadow realm. I'm sitting there fighting this thing in my head. This stuff is actually taking place. It's about the same reality as me throwing the lightning bolt on the Marduk character. So I see the slots playing, and as he's rolling, trying to find out what our fate is, I kept re-rolling them over and over again. I was pissing whatever this thing was off. I was making it mad. I was making it disappear. I even did the kill commands on it, trying to keep on sending it back to the shadow realm for a while, because I didn't know what was going to happen. I'm seeing these things in my life, and like, worst case scenario is try to kill me it's going to try to kill us in our dream. I don't know. But I think that was another thing. Like I said, I was tested all throughout this. They put me in a bunch of different situations where it was like, are you going to put yourself in danger to try to fix the situation, or are you going to sit there and let this stuff happen? I never just let it happen. So I'm sitting there re-rolling it. It's getting mad. Eventually, I think it kills him anyway. And I revived him. I did like a command to bring him back. I kept doing it over and over and over again. It was getting mad. It's like, we don't know how you have these commands and whatever, but yeah, it was getting frustrated. Eventually, it left him alone. So after that moment, things got normal for a little while. Like I said, I'm still fighting this spirit. I told you guys, this supposed Lucifer spirit and this Travis spirit were constantly coming back. Travis was like more like messing with my gifts and my abilities, but this Lucifer spirit was able to hurt, was able to make me feel sensations and stuff. That one was truly scary at the time. So there's two different moments here. I don't know which one came first, but I fell asleep one day and this spirit, they were trying to tell me I was a spiritual Lucifer. I was a reaper, and I had this dream where I had this attraction ability, I guess you could say it was. And all these little flying little black reaper jiggers were coming to my room while I'm sleeping in my dream, trying to hurt me. And I was like, turn attractive this on or something like that. I don't know, it was stupid. And these spirits or whatever would automatically, like, they get like this lovey high feeling, like, and then I had this dream where they were like literally all just like piled up, laying on my bed beside me. Like they want to hurt me, but they can't. And then I was told I had to send them out to go collect souls, and that I was going to be a new spiritual Lucifer, and that I didn't do it. It was stupid. I needed to go out, knock on somebody's door, and then just touch them, just take their soul from them. I said, nope. They're like, well, you gotta do something. I was like, this is what I'm gonna do. You're saying I'm in charge, right? I'm supposed to be this new Lucifer you're trying to call me. All right, so I command you reapers, whatever you are, to go do your jobs. Just go do your jobs. Whatever you're supposed to do. I ain't doing it. Like, oh, you have to do it too? That's not fair. Like, no, I'm the boss, not you. You go do the job. So these things disappear for a while. They're like, well, how do we know who to reap? I was like, I don't know. Figure it out. How am I supposed to know you're supposed to reap? So those things take off for a while, and then they come back. And this one's weird because my roommate, the female roommate, she decides she wants to be a reaper. So she's got all these little, they turn on me, and they go to her, and she's supposedly outside over there doing the job, like touching people and taking their souls away, touching people, taking their souls away. I'm like, whatever, I don't care. It ain't me. At least I ain't got to worry about it. And then I also have this barrier. I remember I supposedly put this barrier up because my roommate and both my roommates were like trying to come into my room and like trying to hurt me in the middle of the night. And so I put a barrier up, supposedly. And they would never actually come. They would like walk over for a little minute and then turn around and go back the other way. And I was led to believe that they wasn't able to like get the thought to come because of the barrier. So they just kept going, turn around. They're probably just weirded out, wondering what the heck I was going through. But like I said, nobody reached out to me. They saw me and they're going crazy, trying to figure this things out. And there's multiple times I'm there laying in bed, talking to myself, and he's just like, "Shut up in there." I'm like, dude, I'm trying to figure this stuff out. I'm over there like got a damn war going on in my head, and the only thing he cares about is a stupid video game. So I'm thankful that they didn't have to go through it. I'm thankful that whatever it was didn't decide to attack you guys. So at the same time, I have this version of both of them in my head. One of them was calling itself like Poop, this person's name, and they were attacking me. Like, I would literally have dreams where this person was like, had a fascination with poop. They would keep on turning on this weird command. Like, they were trying to make it sound like these things control things. Turn on this weird command and make me poop on myself. And they had like a fascination with watching poop. It was disgusting. This other one of my other roommate, he was like he was like slow talking all the time. Like, he's so sad and depressed. Talking about wanting to hurt himself, and he hates life, and everything sucks. And I was led to believe that that was my roommate's spirit speaking, being all emo, depressive all the time. I was also told during this that he developed, like I said, in my, I don't know if I did my reel or my other one, that he developed a crush on the same person that I had a crush on. I wasn't told this, so if he knows this to be true, then he'll know. I was also told that those two were going to get a divorce before it happened. I thought these were attacks that I was being attacked with. We kind of find out some of this stuff became reality. So I did talk to him a few times about it. I'm not going to go into that too much because I don't want to air out his personal business. But I just want to let you know that I did know about that. I already told her that I knew about that as well. Whether she believed me or not, I don't know. You guys are sitting there calling me crazy. I walked up to we had some personal issues that I had to go take care of. I'm not going to air that out either, but I will say that it was very childish. And I went up there to talk to them, and I told her straight to her face, you guys are going to regret the way you treated me. Things are changing. I'm not lying about what I say. Even now today, these words I'm being shown, and things are changing. I told you guys when I came out of this stuff that I believe the second coming of Christ is upon us. Things are going to change, and it's been changing ever since. So after that happened, there was this moment. I don't know when it happened, but there was this moment where I was supposedly trying to spiritually ascend this spirit, so that they could turn into so they could have a true body, so I wouldn't have to be alone, so I could actually talk to someone and to try to get through this. The most terrifying part was isolation. I believe they affected the minds of people around me. That's why they acted the way they did. That's why they didn't do the steps they should have done. Instead of taking it directly they wouldn't approach me, they wouldn't do anything. They did all these undermining stuff to cut me off. They didn't warn me, they didn't do anything. That's why I don't hold it fully against them, because I know how things can be. There's something out there that can affect this reality. Now, whether it was God testing me, I don't know. There's a lot of different times throughout the Bible where God puts his people to the test. I'm not gonna name them all up, but there's a lot of them. So, one of my tests, whatever it was, I'm gonna name different scenarios that I went through. One of my scenarios, mind you, I also had this spirit pretending to be her, the person from Walmart, constantly talking to me, constantly trying to make me jealous, constantly acting like they're like in Bob. Anyway, that they were into this person, and they would be like, supposedly, like, I would hear the audible voice right here, and then it would trail off over to them, start talking, and then back over to here to me, and then back over to them. And it was like, it was stupid. It was like this war of trying to keep their attention. That's why when he was over there on his computer one day, I had to go over there and I had to say something. The spirit literally told me I had to say I love this person loud to make this, whatever this was, stop. And I was just irritated with it. And there was a lot of other stupid scenarios. Like, there was a scenario where the spirit was supposedly trying to go get merged into this other spirit, and I'm just like so confused. Anyways, off of that stupid topic, there was a time where I went over there and I was just like talking to a phone because this voice projecting was acting like it was coming from his phone. And they were trying to make me seem like that this person was talking to him during the night. So I'd be in my bedroom trying to figure this stuff out, and then I hear this voice over there literally projecting to his phone. And I got jealous a little bit. I mean, who wouldn't? I'm over there trying to figure this stuff out, and this person's over here supposedly ignoring me, talking to someone else, constantly giving me the ultimatums. I know it wasn't them. It was a demon. I know that. Now, anyway. Before I didn't. I was too confused about everything. It's like one minute I'm like, there's no way this is real. And then something realist happened. Like I would see something I can't explain. I would experience a pain or a sensation that terrified me. So after that, I was laying in bed, and there was like this. Like I said, they wanted me to try to spiritually ascend this person, and so they told me that they would be this outline or whatever. This person would randomly appear somewhere, and I'd have to go get them and bring them into my bedroom and lay them on my bed softly in order to supposedly spiritually ascend them. Once again, this is something that I thought was stupid, but I was like, you know what? Let's just go see. I literally walk in my room in this place. I don't remember exactly where it was at. I think it was like outside this time. This happened a few times. And I literally see this outline, like this blurry outline of this female, like laying in different locations. And like I said, this happened during dreams too. That's how they made it real. Like I would see these things in like my dreams, and then I would see blurs and voices and stuff in reality. So I go and I supposedly pick this person up, and I walk, and as I'm trying to go into the bedroom, they said I accidentally bonked their head on a wall. And the part of the test was I wasn't supposed to get them on anything. They wasn't supposed to hit anything. So I was like constantly hitting stuff because I couldn't see this person. I got an invisible person supposedly in my arms that I can't see. They blamed it on me for not getting those stupid spiritual glasses from the past. I was like, I'm gonna try to make an outline, but I don't know. All I saw was like a blur when I went to pick it up. When I actually supposedly cradled this thing in my arms to try to help it, whatever it was. I supposedly kept killing it. It kept falling, whatever. I got distraught. I started crying because I don't know. The sounds, it was so real. Like they said, "Oh, you killed it again. You killed her again." Eventually, they were like, "We're making it very simple. We're gonna put this in your bedroom. All you need to do is pick it up, lay it on your bed, and lay down beside him, and hold on to him and try not to move." This is where it gets weird. So I supposedly do this. I lay him down. I lay down beside him. They told me to put my arm over him and just try to stay still. And as I'm doing this, I don't even know how to explain it. There was this little fairy. For some reason, it says this my guardian angel alias. I don't know, but it was like it wanted to be mentioned in the story. It was calling itself Me and Her Name. Me and Her Name. And it had like a little flying fairy head. It looked like her, I think, if I remember correctly. But it would fly around, and it supposedly had some authorities too. And there was a lot of times where I was like trying to ascend to the spiritual realm, trying to get out of this hellish dimension that I was in. And this so-called fairy, whatever it was letting me cheat tests because I couldn't hold my breath. I told you guys, a lot of the tests was about holding my breath for like prolonged periods of time. Like there was one that was like